Hi, I'm Geeng, and today I'll be talking about our paper, Usable Sexurity, Studying People's Concerns and Strategies when Sexting. So first, we approach consensual sexting as a normal human behavior, not something that's deviant. In fact, about 26% of American adults have sent nude or semi-nude photos of themselves to someone else. However, it can come with risks, such as coercion to sex in relationships, receiving unsolicited sex, and revenge porn. One study shows that 1 in 25 online Americans have been a victim or threatened with revenge porn, and these risks are higher for younger women and queer individuals. So we have the question of how can platforms better support sexual privacy? And this is a type of privacy that requires being able to secure autonomy, enable intimacy, and protect equality. With the goal of answering that question in mind, we came up with 3 research questions. So for adults who have sexted before, what are their experiences with sexting, their concerns, and their mitigation strategies? To answer this question, we conducted a mixed methods online survey. Using Prolific, we recruited adults who sexed or have sexted before, and our study was IRB approved. On to our results. So in our paper, we described sexting frequency, platform usage, sharing, storage, concerns, and strategies. But for the sake of time, I'll only be talking about concerns and strategies. So the top 5 concerns that came up around sexting for our participants included sex getting around to other people, sex being used as blackmail, receiving unsolicited content, the receiver's devices getting hacked, and shoulder surfing. With regard to receiving unsolicited content, we found that women and non-binary people were significantly more likely to receive unsolicited sex and be concerned about this than men. Now I'll talk about strategies, both technical and non-technical. So some of the technical management strategies that our participants talked about included disappearing messages and password protecting stored sex. The latter of which, one example is the My Eyes Only private album on Snapchat. In terms of non-technical strategies, these included getting to know the person first and communicating rules and boundaries. Some of our participants use a mix of both strategies. So for example, one participant wrote, I sexted with my partner whom I trust, and we had several conversations about sexting before we started. When to delete photos if we were at risk of revenge porning each other or not. And from there, we talked about several different platforms and ultimately chose an encrypted platform. It's not completely safe, but it's a calculated risk. On to our discussion. So in terms of how platforms can better support sexual privacy, we broke this down into policy suggestions, community moderation, and interface design suggestions. So in terms of policy, community guidelines can be written to encourage asking for consent before saving images, and to not allow harassment such as unsolicited sex, the latter of which is common amongst dating apps. In terms of community moderation, there must be sufficient enforcement of policy changes like the ones I suggested. Another suggestion is to automatically detect and blur unsolicited nudes, which is something that developers are already working on. In terms of interface design, one suggestion is not allowing photos to be sent unless both people in a conversation enable the feature. Or for dating apps, have a profile disclosure like Grindr. So they allow a user to edit whether or not they accept not safe for work pics. So in conclusion, our results cover sexting frequency, platform usage, sharing, storage, concerns, and strategies. And platforms can support sexual privacy by considering consent through policy, moderation, and design. Thank you very much.